Next, we go to a hearing in Breckinridge County, Kentucky, where the defendant is not typically the one standing before the judge. The accused is Todd Pate, the former sheriff of Breckinridge County. He's charged with assault, operating under the influence, his second offense, criminal mischief, and leaving the scene of an accident. A year earlier, while driving his personal vehicle, Pate allegedly caused a crash, injuring 4 people. He then left the scene. When he was arrested later that night, his blood alcohol level was nearly twice the legal limit. Pate was released on bond and later retired from the sheriff's office. Today, the 51-year-old's in court to change his plea from not guilty to guilty, a decision he's already agreed to in writing. This will allow him to serve just 75 days in jail versus a possible sentence of up to 15 years if he went to trial and was found guilty of all charges. To make it official, all he has to do is say the words to Judge Janet Crocker.
At this time, is it your desire to change your plea from not guilty to guilty?
Do I have to answer that yes or no, or can I make somewhat of a statement?
That is a yes or no answer, sir.
Will I have the opportunity to say anything further?
If it is your intention to change your plea from not guilty to guilty, certainly you'll have an opportunity to make any statement. But if it is not your intent to enter a guilty plea at this time, then I'm going to set your case for jury trial, and you're going to stop wasting my time and everybody else's time this afternoon.
Ma'am, I'm not trying to waste your time.
And then is it your intention to enter a guilty plea at this time or not, sir?
No. Why am I wasting your time,
Mr. Chambers?
The judge ignores the question and checks in with the prosecution.
Why am I wasting your time,
Mr. Chambers, what is the Commonwealth's position at this time, sir?
Your Honor, we would move to revoke the defendant's bond at this time.
The judge orders a brief recess, perhaps hoping Pate's attorney can remind him he's already agreed to plead guilty. Back in court, the judge tries again.
Let's get back on the record and see if we can sort this out. At this point in time, what is Mr. Pate's decision with respect to his guilty pleas?
So I believe I'll just let him answer that question if it pleases the court.
All right. So, Mr. Pate?
Can I say a few things, or?
I need to understand what it is that we're doing here today, Mr. Pate.
Yes, I had every intention of coming in here today and entering a guilty plea. It's difficult for me to enter a guilty plea for a lot of reasons, and I don't want this court to think that I am trying to minimize any responsibility that I had in this situation that occurred.
The problem is Pate doesn't agree with the assault charge and believes the prosecutor only added it because of Pate's position as sheriff and because Pate rejected an earlier plea deal.
I feel like I'm being very much bullied into doing something that's not right. And I want this court to know that Todd Pate holds himself responsible for everything that he did. It's hard for me to lay down and plead to felony charges that don't apply.
By this point, the judge has heard enough.
Is it your intention today to enter this guilty plea?
And if I could address...
This is either a yes or no. Are you going to enter your plea or not?
I guess everybody thinks it's funny. Let me just plea and get it over with for everybody. Plead to something that I absolutely do not feel good about, but I don't want you to try to send me to the penitentiary for years and years. If you can sleep with it, I can sleep with it.
Pate's attorney looks frustrated, while the judge is fed up with Pate's flip-flopping.
I think we're done. At this point in time, I think we're done. Where I think we are today is that on the one hand, the Commonwealth can enforce the terms of this agreement based on the execution. Mr. Pate, I'm talking at this point in time.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
At this point in time, I'm going to sustain the Commonwealth's motion to revoke his bond. He will be taken into the custody and housed in the Breckinridge County Jail.
Your Honor, if I may speak to Mr. Chambers' motion to revoke the bond.
I've already ruled. I've already ruled at this point in time.
Ma'am.
We're done at this point in time. He's going into jail today.
Pate eventually pled guilty and accepted the terms of his sentence, 75 days in a county jail with credit for time served.
Thanks for being a fan of CourtCam. Subscribe to A&E to never miss a new video and catch full episodes on aetv.com.